Good evening. Welcome to episode 125 of Folks Talking Sports. I am, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. If you're watching on X, Twitter, there it is right there, Folks Talk Sports. But more and more and more. Brother Gibson, how are you, sir?
I'm fantastic, sir. How about yourself?
Excellent. You're fantastic. That's awesome. Good to
Yes,
hear
sir.
that.
Yes, sir.
More and more, I'm on Threads. The show's on Threads at Folks Talking Sports. And before we talk about the playoffs, you have the playoffs
Mm-hmm.
and the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say this. It's not related to FTS, but it's related to the Houston Roundball Review. I think I told you about this. After the Women's Final Four,
Yeah.
I posted a little 30-second clip of Shanae Ogumake dancing with and Andrea Carter dancing.
Yeah.
That clip on IG, as of today, has 170,000 views.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Unfortunately, and folks are liking the reel, all that kind of stuff. I can't get those folks to buy some merch
Man,
like this or whatever.
get it.
But trying it, so I can tie it all in. If you want to sponsor FTS, sponsor the Houston Roundball Review, you will be seen on these platforms. Just put it out there. 170,000, 30,000. I got a Luka clip, a Luka short. Last I checked was like at 6,000.
Wow.
It's not just Rockets. I'm just saying, But I'm putting down my media credential
Uh-oh.
for a few moments. So bear with me, folks, chiming in on YouTube and X on Twitter. I'm putting on my Detroit Pistons fan cap for the eighth time. The Pistons dropped in the lottery. Eighth time. Only gone up one time. 8 times they've fallen in lottery. Worst record in the NBA. Just they're their own fault. Piss poor coaching, piss poor player personnel decisions, all that kind of stuff. And landed with the 5th pick. The 5th pick. And now I'm going to talk about the Rockets. And Rockets moved up to the 3rd pick. They had like a 6% chance or low odds to go from where they were. It ended up to 3rd. And Mr. Gibson, it sure was ironic.
Mm-hmm.
When the Rockets, the odds pointed to them getting the 9th pick. Boy, it's a weak draft. It's a weak draft. Boy, there's not much for Rockets on it. It's just a weak draft. Not a lot of talent in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Got the 3rd pick now. Oh, Rafael, who you think Rockets going to get the 3rd pick now? Going to be a player that can help you this year, Rafael?
Right.
But the Atlanta Hawks, they moved up and got the 1st pick in this draft. Overall, what are your thoughts on the results of today's draft lottery?
Oh, first things first, I want to say it was great to watch the lottery as a casual observer because so many years I've been at draft parties hoping the Cavs get the ping pong ball to drop the number 1 pick. So today was great from that aspect that I was able to watch this as an observer. But the draft itself, you're right. It's been a weak draft. It's funny that shout out to James Harden because that 3rd pick the Rockets got actually was Brooklyn's pick.
Yep.
Brooklyn. So that's interesting. And then I had some Brooklyn fans reach out to me like, why don't the Brooklyn Nets have a lottery pick? And I said, well, it's the James Harden trade. And they were like, man, we still paying for that? And I'm like, oh, you're in the middle of it because you own 26.
Yep. And
you own draft swaps in 25 and 27. So you're not done. But it was interesting. As you said, the draft is notoriously from across the board, pretty much a consensus that it's a weak draft. I mean, Alex Sarr, the other young man from France, and you had the UConn duo, and then you had the Kentucky
Donovan
duo.
Clingan and Stephon Castle.
And Stephon Castle, right. And then you had Dillingham and Reed Sheppard from Kentucky.
Yep.
But beyond that, that's pretty much it. But at 3, you're pretty much in line to get one of those guys. So you might be all right at 3. But at 6, I don't know. At 8, San Antonio, 4 and 8 for Trae Young. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just throwing that out there.
And I'll say this at 3. I like Sam Bassini put out his mock draft about an hour, maybe 90 seconds, his first mock draft. I'm along the same line with him and thinking, I like Donovan Clingan at the Rockets at 3. I like that. Steven Adams be here 1 year. Clingan can learn from the grizzled vet, and he can block shots. Rockets need a rim protector. I've heard fans say that over and over again. They need a rim protector. Yes, they need to improve three-point shooting, but you got somebody that's 7-footer who can guard on the perimeter, drop coverage better than what they have right now in some cases. Finish at the rim. He's a lob threat. I could see that at the 3 pick. I'm just saying. Got new. This is new folks to FTS. These are Rocket fans from Let's Talk Houston Rockets. So welcome. Don't be a stranger. We're all family here, all part of the Houston Roundball Review umbrella. Do you think assuming he's talking about the Rockets because we're not playing, are going to trade the pick for a player, for example? No. Nope. And the person who I wanted to hear from, he chimed in. Jamal, does your view of Rafael Stone change at all? Because, this trade worked out for him so far. They're not the 3rd pick. So what do you think about Rob Dillingham? Not that high. Maybe at the bottom. Nah, that's too high for Rob, in my opinion, but no. But I like Donovan Clingan at the 3rd pick. But it's just up to it. It was like no talk for my friends. You gonna watch lottery? No. Don't you cover Rockets? Yeah. Why? Rockets picking 9th. But after it, Kris, Rockets got the 3rd pick now, Kris. What you got? Hold up. It was a weak draft last week.
Yeah. Right.
Not a strong draft because the Rockets picking 3rd. Okay. Oh, all right. But Rob Dillingham is nice. Trade down to him because I would not pick him at 3rd. But what would you do?
At 3?
Yes.
And
you're the Rockets, not the Cavs.
Yeah,
you're the Rockets.
That's right. Yeah. Donovan's he's a good pick. I mean, he pairing with Sengun, he pairing, Van Vliet, Jalen Green. I think that's the next piece of the puzzle. As you said, rim protector, somebody that's going to guard, somebody that can finish. I think it's for the Rockets at 3. I think that's great.
Of course, he got to pass the physicals. He has had foot concerns at UConn, but he's a tough young man. He's active. He's got good timing on his shot blocking. His offensive game is expanding.
Yep.
And Jamal, with Clingan, would we have a problem playing him with Sengun? I didn't say you got to play him with Sengun. You got Sengun not playing all 48 minutes. You got to give your players a rest. That's
your Tom Thibodeau.
I was going to say, I was going to say, unless you're the Knicks. Solo, how are you doing out there? What about Reed Sheppard at 3?
3?
Why, Solo? Why you say that? Why you say that? Reed at 3. If you're going to keep the pick at 3, why you say that? I like his game. Good shooter. I just don't know if he's a 3rd pick, overall. Because overall, I think this draft has some solid players. I don't know if it has a lot of all-stars, if it has any all-stars. But it has solid players, and every team needs role players. Okay? And Solo flat out said because he can shoot. He can do that. Yeah. And he's a winner. There were times you wanted, because there were times in the season you're like, what is Kentucky doing? I mean, what are they doing? Reed Sheppard's like, I'll take care of this. I'll will us to a victory. I'll get it done. Somewhere I'll get it done. But Rocket fans are excited. We got another Dillingham at 3. Nikola Tope. We got a lot of time to talk about it. But right now, and what Rafael Stone said so far in the Zoom call is good, intelligent GM mentality. We're going to take calls from teams. We might make some calls to gauge some interest. Changing, going from 9 to 3 does change probably the tiering of prospects on the Rockets draft board. They probably have tier 1, tier 2, it's going down. A player they had at the 9 spot probably was not a tier 1 player. They're now at the 3rd pick. They're getting T1, tier 1 kind of talent right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Rockets are going to show today's Zoom call. I didn't record it. I'm sure some of the folks might record it. Rafael I think he was either in Chicago, coming back from France. So he was he's probably in Chicago because he said he was going to meet to have dinner with Coach Udoka after he spoke with the media. And I know Coach Udoka is at somewhere. I think he was at the draft.
Yeah, he was
at the lottery. So yeah. And this is in case Will, you forgot about this, but this young man right here, Terry, is in New Zealand.
Wow.
Big Rockets fan chiming in. So he says he take Clingan, learn from Steven, expiring contract. Yep. Did Stone stand? He had a press conference. It was a Zoom call. I'm not sure if the Rockets will post it on Rockets.com. If they make it available on the media platform, I might post some comments. I might post some of it because the league kind of frowns on posting, sharing all of the content from the media content. That's why I don't post everything you see that I started posting from press conferences and things like that. So I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, but I do know it was recorded. Rockets did record it. The Rockets media department did record it. I'm not sure if that means they're going to post it on the website or if they'll just share some snippets on social media. But I mean, Rafael didn't say anything earth-shattering. He said he likes the players in this draft. He believes there's some talent in this draft. He said he has not given a lot of thought to it, preparing for it just yet because, waiting for lottery results. So he has an overview of the talent in the draft. But it's now time, the pre-draft, the combines start tomorrow. So it'll be more time to see players in person and you start doing the physicals and begin the process of interviewing players. And Will, you know what all leads up to? What season?
Silly season. Lion season.
There you go. Lion season. Yes, sir. Lion season. So
I'm trying to be nice. Silly season. But yeah, lion season.
So from now until draft is 2 nights now. There's going to be all kinds of smoke and mirrors and all kinds of lies told. And, well, I heard this and so-and-so said that on that platform. And he said he heard this and blah, blah, whatever. Kelly Eco, one of my buddies, said he expects Stone to aggressively shop the pick. I hope they keep it. I like Donovan Clingan. I like him more as a fit for the Rockets than anybody else. That's me. That's my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. Rob Dillingham, Reed Sheppard, Topich, all of them. Hey, but in terms of fit, I think Clingan fits a need. But I think Rafael is going to be aggressive because they phase 2 started 41-41, and look at the other teams in the division. Once the Spurs get Wemby some help, the Mavs, as J Kidd said yesterday, and it's amazing what good trades do for a team, Will. Mm-hmm. Before the trades, the Mavs were a soft, I'm going to say it, this is our show, they were a weak-ass team. They weren't physical. They couldn't defend you and me from scoring. Yep. But you bring in some guys known for defense and physical play. Jason Kidd said, we're now built for it. He's right.
Yep.
So they're not going anywhere. Memphis, get healthy. They'll be better.
Yep.
So Rockets can't. And Rafael, he said there's a few times in today's call We're not going to stand pat. You can't stand still.
Right.
He said, we are not a great team. Okay, we're not elite. So we're not going to stand still. His job is to get the team to the elite level, to a championship contending team, and hopefully stay there for a few years, for a while. That's the job of a GM, is to always improve. You cannot stand pat. You should not stand pat. Make good moves, smart moves, and hope you get some luck. Because now we're going to talk about a team dealing with injuries. A lot of teams dealing with injuries. Let me see. Willy Gibson.
Yeah.
Here's the starting five for the Knicks today. Josh Hart, Precious Achiuwa, Isaiah Hartenstein, Dante DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson. How many of those starting fives scored in double figures today?
None of them.
Just one.
Oh.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brown, yeah. I should have known. Yeah.
Other guys played today for the Knicks. Jericho Sims saw 16
That's when I knew.
action.
That's when I knew.
Shake Milton got 14 minutes. Daquan Jeffries got 12 minutes plus. And a young man who I'm going to butcher his name, is it Mamadi?
Yep.
He got 9 minutes. So needless to say, the injuries starting to take its toll, Will. It's only so much you can do.
Bro, it's wash, rinse, repeat. How many times are you going to see Tom Thibodeau do this before somebody? I mean, he did it in Minnesota. He did it in Chicago. He's doing it in New York. I mean, Josh Hart was averaging 48.2 minutes a game in a 48-minute game.
Yep. And played 48 back-to-back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was he played 44 Friday night. And everybody was like, yo, he got a rest. 44. Like, so I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And back to Rocket question here. Again, I do not see Clingan and Alpe playing together on the floor very often. I don't see that happening very often. Okay. And plus, for this coming season, Steven Adams should be the backup five against the bigger centers, the more physical centers. But there will be times when Jabari Smith is at the five. So in those issues, Clingan may not play a lot this year. Unless Steve Adams has a setback with health or things like that. But even if he does, Donovan Clingan will be the backup five. Rockets are not drafting a starting five center. They're not doing that. Okay, they got their starting center. His name is Alperen Şengün. That's their starting center.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go with, you get Tari Eason back healthy. Rockets did a lot of this success this year with injured players, key players. Just goes to show you what a good coach can do. And good vets can do. So yeah, I'm tossing rocks at a team up north that has a coach that know what the hell he was doing this. He took a year off and got paid twice a month and seemed to not have any clue what he was doing with the talent he had. But get you wondering, I'm talking about the Pistons, folks. But back to the Knicks. Knicks lost today, 121-89, trailed by as much as 43. The game was over in the first quarter.
Yep.
34-14 at the end of the first quarter. Knicks shot a robust 33% for the game, 26% in the first quarter. Pacers shot 61% in the first quarter to go up by 20. The Pacers almost had as many threes made in the first quarter as the Knicks had buckets. Pacers made 5 threes. Knicks made 6 buckets overall. Game was over. They didn't take the foot off the gas. The series is tied now 2-2. What do you think Stephen A. Smith is thinking right now, Will?
Be careful. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Game 5 is Tuesday.
Yep.
Game 6 is Thursday, and based on what Boston does,
Friday. I thought Game 6 was Friday.
let me see. Is it Friday? What is Friday? It'd either be at 5 or 7:30.
Yeah, it's Friday for Game 6 because that could be OG coming back because he gets that extra day.
Yep.
So that should be interesting.
So Monday, Wednesday, Friday for Boston, and the Knicks are Sunday, Tuesday, Friday. All right, Mr. Gibson, you're in Ohio.
I am.
Boston won Game 3, 106-93.
Yep.
Go up 2-1 in the series.
Yep.
Gonna play these comments from a young man you know pretty well, Mr. Donovan Mitchell.
Yep.
Who did his part. But get your thoughts on it after these comments.
Yeah, it changed the game. Give them credit. They came out with a sense of urgency, and that's what's tough. It's tough to come back from that, but they came out with an intention on both ends of the floor, and really on the offensive end. But when they get going, that's who they are. They hit threes and three after three after three, and then you overhelp. Now you're getting layups, and now you're helping on the layups. That's where they get the threes. So that really changed the complexity of the whole game, and it's hard to fight an uphill battle. And we fought and we clawed back, but that start of the third quarter that's what did it. Yeah, I think because a lot of it was self-induced. I think a lot of things we did wrong, and you give them credit. They played the way they have been, but I think we did a bunch of things. There were a bunch of things that we could have done better. Obviously, we got up 36 threes. Offensively, we could obviously shoot a little better, but defensively, we held them to 106. But it just felt crazier than. It felt crazy in the moment because of those spurts, and that's what I was talking about last game. Those little details, those little runs can change the entirety of the game. Because at the end of the day, we held them to 106, and that's not a bad defensive game against a team like that. But it's the key moments of when they get those points, the runs they get, and then not being able to score back on the other end. It just compounds and compounds. So I think that's what's the frustrating part of it. But it happens, and we gotta figure it out and get ready for Monday. I think there were some times where we tried to hit the home run. I think myself included, the first one I think of is the step back three, that air bank, just because I'm feeling good, don't need to take that shot. But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at the aggression. I'd rather it be an aggressive mistake than a passive one. So now it's just get ready and figure it out for Monday. So I wouldn't say I'm disappointed or upset, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's aggression, and I'd rather it be an aggressive, mistake than a passive one, if that makes sense.
What say you, Mr. Gibson, of those words from Mr. Donovan Mitchell?
He's being extremely diplomatic, because many of us were wondering, where's Darius Garland? Where's Max Strus? Where's his help? And he's being a leader. He never pointed fingers. He never called anyone out, and he could have, but he doesn't. He doesn't do it. He didn't do it last night, and he hasn't done it in the 2 years that he's been in Cleveland. But facts are facts. Donovan Garland was 6 for 15 last night.
Darius Garland.
See, I almost said Darius Mitchell, and I stopped. Darius Garland was 6 for 15 last night. He hasn't been seen in a while. George Niang doesn't even get off the bench anymore.
And when he does, he probably should stay on the bench.
Correct. Max Strus had 6 points last night. Isaac Okoro, no, if I see, and I promise you, we talked about this last night amongst ourselves, how many times does Isaac Okoro catch the ball on the baseline and he's standing out of bounds? The playoffs is May. You can't do that. You can't. It's the little things like that. This is a young team. So at the end of the day, they'll be fine. But for right now, I'll say this. Cheeks are tight in Cleveland because Donovan, that's a term. Yeah, they're tight right now.
Lemon booty. Lemon booty.
Yeah, because Donovan has a $38 or $37.8 million player option for next season. He's also extension eligible at 4 years, $202 201, I believe. 4 years, $201 million. He doesn't sign it in the offseason. Then you trade him. Then the trade rumors are coming. So they gave him a lot to get him. So at the end of the day, and then just full disclosure, I believe he's going to sign. I think he likes it in Cleveland. He likes the team. He likes the direction. But Darius Garland, and I think Darius Garland will be fine. I think
he's struggling.
Yeah, I think he's in his way. He's in his own way. He's struggling, but he's in his own way. And I think this run is good for this team. Had they lost last Sunday in Game 7 or at any point against Orlando, I was concerned because change was coming. But you look at it, and people hate to go back to LeBron, but you have to. LeBron's been gone 6 years. And it took Kobe Altman about 4 years to get this roster serviceable. And in the last 2 years, they've gone to the playoffs. They lost in the first round last year. They made it to the conference semifinals last year. That's progress. That's progression.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't change for the sake of change. Now, you go back-to-back first-round exits. You had expectations. Okay, perhaps, I had no argument at that point. But now, they're on track. They're on track. If they don't make it out of the conference semis this year, okay, you go back to the drawing board. You have progress. You have pieces. You re-sign Donovan. You continue to work on the margins. And you get better for the next season. But I think, to focus on last night, he just needed help. And I think, of all the people that I was concerned with, Max Strus. Max Strus, you played in the finals last year. You were brought to Cleveland because you had finals experience, and you were the one that was going to show this young team how to progress and how to move forward. He just hasn't done it. So
2 for 8, Max Strus, 2 for 6 from 3. Darius Garland, 1 for 6 from 3. Isaac Okoro made the same number of threes as I did.
Yep.
Same number of threes you did.
Yep.
Same number of threes as Terry did, Jamal did, Bogdanello did, Solo did. Y'all get the idea, right?
And Jarrett Allen hasn't played in the series.
Yes.
That's crucial. That's crucial.
In any idea if he's going to be back this series?
He's questionable. And now Donovan Mitchell, I just saw right before we went on. Now, he's questionable in status only, in word only. He's going to play tomorrow, but he has a left calf strain. I don't have any doubt that Donovan Mitchell's playing tomorrow. I don't. But, for that, just full disclosure, the NBA has rules. They have to place him on the report. They have to give a designation. Okay. But he's playing. Dean Wade came back last night. Jarrett Allen, it's all about a feel. He's a rib contusion. He's a bruised ribs. And it's just basically how he feels. How's his breath? Can he breathe? Point blank, period. That's just what it is. And up until this point, he hasn't progressed to the point that he can step on the court. He hasn't done any 5-on-5 yet. Any.
And he can't lift his arm above,
Yeah.
it's very high either. So
yeah, like shoulder. I think not above his shoulders. So, yeah, man, it happens. We talked about the Knicks and all their injuries, but it's unfortunate that he had the injury. Jalen Suggs in Game 4, delivered the blow to his ribs, and he hasn't been right since. But he just isn't ready.
We're minutes away from Denver Timberwolves. Minnesota went up. Okay. Minnesota went up 2-1, 2-0 on the first 2 games in Denver. Nuggets came back and won Game 3 in Minnesota. But after Game 2's destruction of Denver, Coach Michael Malone challenged his players. Look in the mirror. What are you going to do about it? I think Jamal Murray, those days off between games 2 and 3 helped his leg, his calf. We'll see how the quicker turnaround he does tonight, game 4. But did you see here? How many folks did you see in here talk about Minnesota's the best defensive team ever? The game 2, I have not seen a team play any better defense. This is the best.
Yep.
Denver said, okay, see y'all game 3.
Right. Right.
So, just your thoughts on the difference between game 2 and game 3.
Yeah, I mean, you got to knock out the champ. Denver's the defending NBA champ. Yeah, they lost 2 games. And that third day.
Will froze up there. Lost brother Gibson. That's not good, because we want to wrap it up and get ready for game 4, Denver, Minnesota. And looks like the comments froze up too. So I don't know what's going on in the comment section, but hit me up with some Rocket questions or some playoff questions. Feel free in these final moments of episode 125 of Folks Talking Sports. You'll watch it on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, as well as the new Folks Talking Sports YouTube channel, where eventually that's where these shows will be, rather than streaming on both platforms. It'll be just on FTS. But that will be a hope and a dream. Trying to get sponsors for that. Want to advertise on this show? By all means, you can email me at kgardner@thehrr.com. Once again, that's kgardner@thehrr.com. Advertise on FTS. Advertise on the YouTube Shorts, because there's a way I can do that too. And you'll reach more folks that way. Thousands of people on those YouTube Shorts. Instagram, thousands on IG, hundreds of and thousands on TikTok as well. So you'll get your ROI. So email me there. Brandon, how are you? Thank you for joining us. What are your thoughts on the Rockets landing the 3rd pick in the draft? I said Rockets, if they keep the pick, I like Donovan Clingan, 7-footer from UConn. Back-to-back champs, UConn. Brandon, what do you think about him? Other names tossed out for the 3rd pick: Rob Dillingham, Reed Sheppard. So what say you, Brandon? WK, how are you doing? Will, you there? Give me a thumbs up. All right, gonna go back to Willy Gibson in Ohio.
I don't know what I saw it happening. You froze, then I froze, and then you stopped, and I stopped, and then it just cut. So I don't know what happened.
No worries. What were you talking about? What wisdom were you sharing with us, sir?
I believe we were talking about. Oh man, I lost my thought with the technical difficulty. I know we were talking about Jarrett Allen at one point in the Cavs. I lost my thought.
Oh, we were getting to Denver, Minnesota.
Denver, Minnesota. Yeah. Jamal Murray, and the rest. I think that 3rd day helped him tremendously, and I know it's the playoffs, but you can't throw items at the referee. You can't.
2 times.
Twice.
He did it twice.
And people are like, oh, you can't suspend. He missed the playoffs. No, you can't throw stuff at the referee. And Mark Davis showed tremendous restraint, because Mike Malone ran up on him he didn't say anything unsportsmanlike, but the optics.
He didn't say any of those magic words, apparently.
Yeah, but the optics, bro. Bro, are you serious? But yeah, Jamal Murray would have had to sit game 3. I'm sorry, you threw a heating pad and a towel onto the court.
And the heating pad landed on the court during live action.
Right. So say KCP steps on that.
And I'm kind of surprised at Chuck saying, "Oh, that's nothing." If you get hurt on that, that's Charles, you
No.
can't throw stuff on the floor.
No.
A heating pad, you stop the games when a cube of ice is tossed on the floor. If a ball rolls from the crowd into the court.
Yep.
Come on, man. And like I said, he did it twice. Once, fine him. I'm good. Fine him. But 2 times. 2 times.
Yep. Horrible.
Yeah, Brandon, you knew where I was going. You knew where I was going when you put this comment up right here. Brandon says, I think it's time we go hunting and trade the pick as part of a package for a superstar. And then he replied, who that star is, I'm working on that. Okay, fair enough. But WK says, on those same lines, it's going to be tough finding minutes for another rookie. Think they should get a contributing vet to add to the mix. Well, they got one of those coming in, Steven Adams.
Yeah.
Rafael Stone rightfully deserved on some of his moves, but he's doing pretty well overall. He's had the foresight to get a backup big man for little to nothing in Steven Adams. An expiring contract next season for Steven Adams. He addresses a need. They lucked out and got the 3rd pick in this draft. But folks who watch, Rocket fans who watch it in these final minutes, because they're going to be gone about less than 10 minutes. Give me the names. Toss out names to Willy Gibson and me about what player you have in mind that the Rockets could package for the 3rd pick and get in a trade. Because one name that Mark Stein put out there, I mean, it's kind of known because he's been kicked around up in Detroit as well. Brandon Ingram.
Yep.
Pelicans are probably going to look to move on from Brandon Ingram. B.I. had a horrible playoffs. He acknowledged that himself. Last year of his contract, next season. I don't, in my perfect world, he'd be a Piston. But I don't know if they have anything. If they had the 1st pick, they could package them with, Jaden Ivey and somebody else for B.I. But the 5th pick in this draft, are you serious? Come on. But make the call.
Right.
Got to ask.
Right.
But latest on Paul George, latest on PG, Clippers want to run it back, which I think is a mistake.
Yeah.
They believe if we're healthy, we can get it done. Kate ain't going nowhere, Brandon. Kate ain't going. Every other player on Detroit may be gone, but Kate Cunningham is not going anywhere. He's not. No. They're going to build around Cade.
Yeah.
And if Monty Williams doesn't get it done by February, his ass will be gone and bringing a coach who can work with the talent that he has.
Yeah.
Please, no.
Hey, I got a sleeper team for BI. Well, two. What about him and Scoot in Portland?
To trade BI to Portland?
Yeah.
I'm talking about for the Rockets, man. I'm talking about Rockets.
I know. And then I'm about to be a real homer because I could see a scenario where I can put together a package to bring BI to Cleveland.
What is that package, sir? I'm curious.
The package would be Isaac Okoro.
That the Pels would want. Not that the Cavs would want.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. For the last 3 years, this trade has been talked about for so long. And I'm like, people are like, it's crazy. They're not going to do it. But New Orleans has been calling Kobe Altman for Jarrett Allen for the last 3 years. I don't want them to trade Jarrett Allen.
Right.
So that's why I started with Isaac Okoro. However, I could see a scenario where they, not me, they would include Jarrett Allen in a trade to the Pelicans for BI. Last year was deal.
Mm-hmm. Both ways. Yep.
Last year was deal for Allen, and they've been calling. It's like, Why is Jarrett Allen always the topic of trade rumors? Like, no, he's the most no frills, non-maintenance player in the NBA. Literally.
Yeah.
Does nothing but produce, gives you no issue on or off the court. Dude builds computers in his spare time. Literally. He's built computers for people in the organization. Like, hey, I was bored here.
Yeah.
So it's like, but I wouldn't trade him. But I could see a scenario where I would start with a Coral. I would start with you can't trade Niang because he's a Donovan guy. Let me sit and figure it out. But
okay, why you figured it out? We got some trades tossed around here from the family here.
Oh.
Yeah, that Brandon. Come on, Brandon. come on. The deals the Raptors made this deadline were to build around Scotty Barnes. He ain't going nowhere either. All right, this one. Dillon Brooks plus the third pick for Miles Bridges.
Headache for headache?
I wonder, do you mean Mikal Bridges?
Yeah, I'm like, Miles Bridges.
Do you mean Mikal Bridges? Yeah, I think you mean Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure the Nets would do that. But all right. There's also speculation that Cat could be available for a trade this offseason because Minnesota doesn't want to be a second apron team.
I think
the new ownership.
Yeah, I want to say.
If they get approved.
They're not gonna. Glenn Taylor was like, "Oh no, we taking this off the table. We not doing that." Yeah.
So if Glenn Taylor stays owner, Glenn Taylor's gonna spend that money.
Oh, he's spending. Please
if Mark Lowry and A-Rod get it, okay, yes. But Glenn Taylor doing some stuff that some folks don't like. But
I was shocked to see A-Rod at the game Friday. I was like, "Hey, wait a minute! I thought my man said you wasn't with it no more." Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
some
strange stuff.
It is, bro.
Rich people just think different. Wealthy people and rich people, because Glenn Taylor is wealthy.
Yeah.
A-Rod is rich. Mark Lowry is rich. There's levels to this.
There's levels.
Would Ingram be a good fit for this Rockets team? What do y'all think about that one? WK says, I think you'd be bringing him in to be your third best player with the Rockets in hopes of LP and one of your other younger players being 1 and 2. What do y'all think about that? Because I don't see him being a good fit here for the Rockets. He does not seem like a Ime Udoka kind of dude, you know. What do you think, Will? What do you think?
No, you're right. No, Ime is not with it at all. MBI, no.
But I know we know who you mean. We know you mean Mikal Bridges. We would just give you a hard time. But even still, I just don't see the Nets doing that though. No. For Dillon Brooks,
Nets ain't doing that. Nets are not doing that.
No. I'm not sure about this anymore.
Yeah, now
I don't believe that's the case anymore.
Trade to San Antonio for 4 and 8.
You know,
I know. I'm just.
I don't know. What the last thing I heard today was, I mean, of course, folks, once the lottery ended, the BS began. Okay, so keep your eyes open and recognize who the sources are of these rumors. Okay,
don't get hooked by a fake Twitter account or X.
That too. Don't fall for the okie doke. But I mean, today, I forgot who it was. It was a colleague, so it wasn't just some. Because I'm not going to deal with BS. I don't really deal with people I trust.
Right.
But somebody I trust said, the Hawks would keep right now, keep Dejounte and Trae Young, and then entertain offers for that first pick and see what's out there. Right now, that makes sense. As of today, Lakers come calling and say, "Okay, we got 2 first-round picks. Pick a player on the roster, that is not LeBron, AD, And they're still in love with Caruso. I mean, not Caruso, Austin
Reeves.
Reeves, which I have no idea why.
But here's the money though. The money
You know.
won't work. Because if you do like, because I was just playing around. Trae Young and DeAndre Hunter. But because the Lakers already second ever team, it would have to be Rui, Gabe Vincent, Reeves, and D'Lo. D'Lo would have to opt in.
Yep.
Which, why is D'Lo going to opt in to help them?
Right.
Is the question.
Right.
So they're going to do it. They should have did it. They should have did it this trade on deadline because there's no reason for D'Lo to opt in to help them. There's not.
And heck, I mean, even it's not a reason for him financially, really, because he opt out, you get a longer deal and probably more money somewhere else.
Yep.
You know, so things like that are to be considered. I'm sure Rockets Twitter has been alive, just tossing out all kinds of trade proposals and everything. Have fun with it, because you got more fodder. Rockets have the third pick in the draft now to play with it and kick around most trade machine proposals and all those good things. Brother Gibson, going to wrap it up so we can get ready to watch the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Let me do this for you and put you on the big screen if I can find it here. You got it, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can always find me as the crawl goes by on Twitter at Will Gibson 7. I'm still a malcontent. I won't say I'm Twitter. Your mama named me Twitter. I'm gonna call you Twitter. Facebook is Will Knows. IG and Thread is Will Knows Sports.
And I am, of course, KG Kris Gardner of Folks Talking Sports. Mainly more and more those platforms right there, IG, Spoutable, Threads, and TikTok at Houston Roundball Review, but also IG and Threads on the Folks Talking Sports. Once again, you want to advertise on the show, I go back to it. Certain platforms, certain videos, hundreds of thousands of views. Email me, kgardner@thehrr.com. Click on that bell so you can receive notifications of new shows. Buy you some merch like this Folks Talking Sports mug. Got Folks Talking Sports shirts. Do that as well. Contribute to the show. Tell a friend. Tell a friend about the Houston Roundball Review. Tell a friend about the merch available. Tell a friend about the content. Some folks probably roll their eyes the last few days. Man, KG is posting all this WNBA stuff and playoff stuff. Yeah, because that's what the Houston Roundball Review does. And Willy Gibson, correct me if I'm wrong, the Rockets aren't in the playoffs, right?
You're not wrong.
Okay. So, I mean, I got to post content somehow, right? I got to get the eyeballs, keep it rolling, right?
Yep.
Got to keep it doing. This is a business. So, got to keep it moving. So, keep that in mind. And plus, some folks realize, some folks are new to this. We'll know I'm true to this. I've been covering the W a long, long time. Okay. So, Caitlin Clark, the W was around before Caitlin Clark. Some folks are acting like it just started because of her. But always remember this, the Houston Roundball Review. Since 1994. Local name. Global perspective. Everyone, take care. Peace. Peace again. Brandon is up there. I posted it.